It's Thursday night, the 26th day of March, and day 86 of my journey to alignment. Before I forget, I wanted to show you this. It's yesterday's, Wednesday's to-do list. I forgot to do this. Bam! Done! Oh, I love doing it. Anyhow, my power statement for today was because I can't produce the final video for lesson 5 until I clean up my storage, I'm going to focus on what I need to do to clean up and have the storage I need so I can store more things on that file. It's that important. So I want to show you a picture of what I'm talking about here. Here we go. Okay. Look at it right there, that little gray part. That blue is all the used up storage on my Windows C drive, and here's my D, but I have all that gray, but that's the main one right there. And so I've been working on that all day today. I wanted to show you that. As you can see by that picture, I got some of my storage space back because it was almost to the very end. It was almost completely and entirely full, and so it kept popping up, can't do it, can't do it. But it took all day today to struggle with this. I knew it would be a time-consuming task, but I had no idea that it was going to take me that long to sort out the files and delete some and keep some and move them to the D drive, etc., etc. I still have a long way to go, as you can see, but I can't believe how many documents I've saved over the months and years. Those are the files that are taking up so much of my storage space, and so I'm working on it to make that be a more room on it and to come up with a better habit. Let's look at my to-do list for today. Here's Thursday, and that yellow one said clean and clear up my storage. And then there was some trips I did, some errands and little things like that, but came right back and started working on it and stayed working on it. Bam! Done. Working on it. Fixing this storage issue pretty much took my day today, like I said, and I'm so glad that I got on it because it's really going to be a great benefit to me going forward. Okay, let's answer Croy's get honest with yourself questions. What did you do well today, Marty, or what could you have done better? Well, did you wake up early and start strong? Check. Did you start your morning with power? Check. Were you productive throughout your day? Well, it all depends what you mean by productive. Getting that space, oh, that was such a benefit, but it took the whole day. But that's productive in my mind. Did you get the most important things done? Check. Did you move your goals forward? As far as my coaching package, no. But I need to get more through the portal of my mind with the world of physical. I can't do that and show up on my laptop if it's all clogged up. So in that way, I am working towards that goal. Did you show up as the person you wanted? I did. I stayed focused, and I had personal time with Kathleen, and I was present. It was a great evening after I left the office here today. Now combine these questions together and ask yourself this. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your commitment you made to yourself today? I had one important commitment to myself today, and that was to fix my C drive storage. And I think got most of that done. I say most because I still need to delete some more files, and I need to delete enough so that I can create the full video for lesson 5. I just hit this click and then it just starts to fill across the bar and then saves it into a file. But if it stops because I can't finish, that's what's been running into the problem. So that'll be done. We'll see how long it takes to get this done, but I'm going to be able to store that video 5 and produce that video. Next thing is Croy asks, what was the one thing out of all the things you did today, Marty, that you know you could improve on going forward? In other words, did you have or did you experience any failure today, Marty? And if so, was it something you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Before I go, listen, see if she still plays that. My wife's practicing the harp downstairs. I love that when she does it. Here you go. Nope. There she is. Well, I think I can get better at choosing what files I should keep and what ones I should delete or store on my D drive. This bad habit of keeping everything I generate really isn't a failure, but it is a bad habit that I want to break. And so I only want to keep those files or documents that I know I'll use in every 6 months or less. Well, this is the principle my wife calls her a minimalizing rule. If you don't use it in 6 months or less, then it goes in the trash or in storage somewhere. And that's kept our home uncluttered, clean, and beautiful. And so that's what I'm going to start doing with my documents files. I will use the 6-month minimalizing rule to keep my C drive clean and as empty as possible and uncluttered. I think it's a good principle for living the dream. The next question is, what was my biggest success today? Well, my biggest success today was getting lesson 5 produced finally. So, bam, done, and get it done. Next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you make time for them? I watched all 4 movies in my library today during my mindfulness time, and throughout the day I've had little snippets come to my mind. They're generating real power and energy in me to keep the train going, keep it going, so to speak. My day wouldn't be the same without going to the movies, that's for sure. So going to the movies is definitely living the dream. Next is, what's the one thing you did that made you feel successful today, Marty? Well, I viewed a whole lot of files today, and I reorganized my main file folders on my laptop as I've been cleaning out and clutter in my C drive and other places, and so I'm going to save me a lot of time doing this going forward, and I have things organized now that's really easy to find my files. So far it's just been fantastic, so that's a good thing. That's successful thinking. Croy now asks, rate your day's effort. I gave my day a 7 because I really didn't get any pieces of my dream through the portal of my mind, but I think doing this housekeeping on my laptop and those files is going to help me in the long run. The next question is, if this was the only thing you get done tomorrow, but you'd still feel like a success, what would that one thing be? And put it into a power statement. So here's my power statement for tomorrow, Friday. I will record lesson 6. Oh, get back to recording another lesson. Okay, let's end the day strong. What am I grateful for today? First of all, I'm grateful for file folders, just like this, a little file folder. And I'll tell you why. For years I was a little clutter here and there. I know they're a common thing to have. Everybody has them, but it's simple and common like everybody has, but it served me incredibly well for years and years and years. I have a lot of file folders of important papers that I have organized and set up, and they're right in this closet over here, my file cabinets. They're so quick and easy to pull it out, and boom, they're right in there. So I love file folders. Next, I'm grateful for the law of forgiveness. For years, I was of the opinion that I had to always be right. I'd argue about everything because I wanted to be right. I hardly would ever admit that I was wrong, too. I finally decided to change my thinking about the argumentativeness that I have and having to be right about everything with everybody, holding others to a standard that I couldn't live up to myself. It's that kind of mapping that I had, and I had to change it. I finally accepted that this mapping was wrong and was born out of a poor self-image. So I had to step back and be kind to myself. I had to look at myself and see what is going on with me. It wasn't until I learned about the law of forgiveness, which says that if you want to be forgiven of your mistakes, you must first forgive those who trespass against you. In other words, even if you think the other person is wrong, you need to forgive them and not judge them. Otherwise, you will be judged in that same way. I want to find and have peace, and this law of forgiveness is the one way that I've attracted that kind of peace, and so I'm sticking with it. So I have worked hard to take ownership of this law of forgiveness, and I am not perfect. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. And that's why I'm grateful for it. I have tried hard to show up how I want to be and how I want to show up with other people. And I want other people to show up that same way towards me. And so the way to do that is be forgiving so that we can enjoy peace and goodwill towards each other. And lastly, I'm grateful for the gift of feelings and emotions that we've all been created to experience. The fact is, we're not like animals who pretty much live by instinct. I do think they have some capacity of thought. It's even funny to watch how they respond. So make no mistake about that. But instincts usually is what kicks in. We as humans, on the other hand, are always thinking, and it's our thoughts that produce a whole array of feelings and emotions. And these are what produce our actions, and from those actions come our results in our life. Often we end up mirroring our negative thoughts, and sometimes our results mirror our positive, loving emotions or our negative, terrible emotions. We're 100% responsible for our thoughts, either way. And so I'm grateful for this capacity to experience feelings and emotions of all kinds and sit back and look at myself. Why am I feeling that? What caused that? My goodness, why did I react that way? Man, that's exciting. Oh, I want to know about that. And it's great to know that we choose our thoughts and they create our feelings and emotions. Pretty incredible, isn't it? Now, last night I said I was going to send out my 2 amigos into my mind, out into the universe, and attract back some support material that I've been wanting and thinking about. Well, my 2 amigos were quite busy last night doing what I had asked them to do. I asked them to bring back some support material that I would use to help make the Insights interviews videos something really special and exciting. Something that the successful business owners that I reach out to will jump at the opportunity to participate in this with me. And this morning, morning they came back with several ideas. For example, they reminded me that all of them have their own products or service that they've been successful as business owners providing to people in America, and for some even throughout the world for that matter, and most of them will still be doing that when I interview them. And so I'm going to put their company or business information at the end of each interview so that those who watch their particular video will see their business information, their contact information, and what they sell and do, and know all about it. And I'll also put links under their Insights video when someone goes to click it. Right underneath it, I'll have links posted up there on their shopping cart or their website that folks can check out and go and look. In other words, this will be another way for them to get exposure to their business and their products and services, and I'm confident that they'll be willing to do this 30-minute to 45-minute Insights interview. It's kind of sort of like an infomercial of their story and success and their business. It's a win-win both ways. That way it will be a win-win for both the beginner entrepreneur and for the business owner. It will be a collaboration between Living the Dream Coaching and myself with each of them and their businesses to provide powerful information that will not only help their businesses, but also help all of the beginner entrepreneur clients learning that incredible information and getting into the minds of successful business owners. With this approach, I won't have to pay any of these business owners for their time to do that interview with me. And I think they'll actually jump at the chance to tap into our community of beginner entrepreneurs. And I like this whole idea. And like I said before, I may be able to work out a deal where some of them will actually accept to become a mentor to my Living the Dream coaching community. Anyway, in addition to that affiliate marketing partnership idea I just talked about, my two amigos also came back with the idea and support material to the idea that I should consider making each of my 12 lessons their own individual product that the beginner entrepreneur members can selectively choose to pay for whatever lessons they want when they're ready to take them on, versus offering them the plan of taking on just one lesson each week for 12 weeks no matter what, or one lesson each month for 12 months no matter what. Some folks may be of the mind that they want to move through the lessons at a much faster pace. So with this approach of they just would pay their $50 a month for their Living the Dream membership, and then when they're ready to do a lesson, they'd pay the $50 fee for that lesson, and they'd watch it, and they'd have access to all the worksheets, and they can choose to do it when they want and are ready. The fact is, some folks may not want to do all 12 lessons to boot. They may think that they don't need all 12 of them because they were much further along in their journey to starting their businesses when they heard about Living the Dream coaching. And that's okay. I want my clients and to serve them at the level they want to participate at. The $50 per month membership fee then covers all the other content that is not a lesson, including access to all the current and ongoing podcasts, all the current and ongoing Insight interviews, and any of the past and ongoing live and or recorded Q&A calls, and all of the past and ongoing live and or recorded coaching webinar calls, and all the content other than those 12 lessons. This way, the beginner entrepreneur members can just choose which lessons they want to pay for and watch, and they then can get access to that lesson and its worksheets to take on and take notes on and to get after, and do it at a fast pace or a slow pace, whatever they choose. And then we'll support them with all the other content to fine-tune their business development. This plan of making Living the Dream coaching package a total of $600 for the 12 lessons and an ongoing investment of $50 a month for the additional content from their Living the Dream coaching membership, which would be another $600 if they paid for it for a full year, because it's a month to month. They can quit and choose whenever they want. But if they stayed with it and got all 12 lessons and got all 12 months of the content as a member per month, that's $1,200 total. If they stay a member beyond the first 12 months, then it's just the $50 a month or $600 a year thereafter going forward. And so it's up to them how they want to do it. And lastly, if they want a one-on-one coaching session with me or a coach that I might have that I'll bring on in the future, it's just another $50 for a full hour session whenever they want it and can schedule it. The entrepreneur may pay $50 per lesson and pay to access all 12 of the lessons over the 12-week period, let's say, and therefore they would have paid a total of $650 for that month. In other words, if they paid their first $50 to become a member and they wanted to get all lessons, 12 of them, through the month, that'd be $650. And then they'd just have $50 a month thereafter. Or they can just purchase one lesson each month or whenever the heck they want to. It's up to them. And when they did, it would be $100 during that month, $50 for their membership and the $50 $50 for the lesson if they did one during that month. The bottom line is the entrepreneur themselves choose how fast they want to take on not only the lesson work, but also the investment for those lessons, including one-on-one coaching support. They're in control. I'm not cramming anything down their throat. So anyway, I'm still thinking this through, this pricing model, but as you listened, you heard that my two amigos certainly did do their job and went out on their assignments and came back with some great information. With all that said, it's time for bed, and so I'll see you tomorrow night at this same time, at this same place, right here, as we continue living the dream. Until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.